Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is D-Man coming back at it again with another YouTube video, and today, you guys all know what day it is. It's NFL Honors Day. Go ahead and award all of the players, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, Rookies of the Years, all that good stuff. A bunch of other stuff, too, was announced. Obviously, this is always a Saturday before the Super Bowl, so we're just going to have a quick little recap on that and my thoughts about everything. So, starting off, the first, award that was handed out was to Justin Herbert for the... Actually, that was the Rookie of the Year, so he won the Rookie of the Year, okay? So, he won that over Chase Young. Obviously, there's two different ones. There's the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I didn't know there was like a Rookie of the Year, but there clearly is now, so it's Justin Herbert. So that's news to me. I didn't even know that, but looks like Justin Herbert won that. I want to talk about him first, though. Where's the... Okay, here it is right here. So Herbert, he went ahead and won the Offensive Rookie of the Year. It came down to two guys. You know, for me, it came down to two guys, and for a lot of other voters out there, it came down to two guys as well. So Justin Herbert and then Justin Jefferson. So you know, it's tough to outplay quarterback for these awards. You guys know Derrick Henry just ran for 2,000 yards, a feat of only 7 other guys I believe have done so, and he still did not win the MVP. So it's tough to outplay, or I shouldn't say outplay, but get the award over over a quarterback. And that was just the case here with Justin Herbert and Justin Jefferson. In my opinion, I thought Jefferson deserved this award a little bit more than Herbert, but I still think Herbert deserved this award just, because what a year he had. I still think Jefferson, I think he had a little bit of a better year. Just, it's tough because it comes down to those two guys, and one's a quarterback, one's a wide receiver. Obviously, the quarterback's going to get the edge there, but in my opinion, I think if you ask me who straight up had the better season, I think it was definitely Justin Jefferson. But Herbert was able to come away with that award for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hats off to him. Congratulations. So hopefully they have a great next year. He's looking really nice in the Chargers. So hopefully they come back next year really, really nice. Hopefully they get I'm not sure, have they got a new coach? I think they fired Anthony Lynn, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's what really hurt them last year was the coaching. But I think that team can be really, really good. But next up, we have the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and that was Chase Young, guys. I honestly think he was he was the biggest factor of why that Washington football team got to where they were this year. They made the playoffs for the first time, or I shouldn't say for the first time, but it was really a shock there. The NFC East division is pretty weak. So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty impressive performance by him this year. A lot of good plays were made by him. A lot of some sacks, strip sacks, forced fumbles. He did everything this year. But hats off to him. Congratulations. Hopefully the Washington football team can find a name for them. I don't know. They might stick with the football team since they made it to the playoffs this year. I saw some people, their GM talking about it on the Pat McAfee show a while back. He was like, if we do end up making the playoffs, who knows? We might just keep the name football team. But I think they got to name that team. You can't just call yourself the football team. But hopefully they continue their what they did this year. Hopefully that can turn into something positive moving forward for them. So next up, we're gonna talk about the Defensive Player of the Year and Aaron Donald. Now, a lot of people are saying that T.J. Watt got robbed. I think he did. T.J. Watt, in my opinion, outperformed Aaron Donald in many varieties of ways. It's just, Aaron Donald, definitely a great player. Probably one of the best defensive ends, defensive linemen we've seen in a long time. Arguably the greatest defensive lineman to ever play in the NFL. But this year, T.J. Watt just outplayed him. I think there's... and then you also had Xavier Howard in that mix too. But it's just... You can't tell me that T.J. Watt did not go home with the Defensive Player of the Year award, because 15 sacks, that's just crazy to me that he didn't win the Defensive Player of the Year award. But, I mean, Aaron Donald did his thing this year. Obviously, it was enough to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. I don't believe it was, but he went ahead and got that feat, and Aaron Donald was able to come away with the Defensive Player of the Year award. Obviously, he, like I said, arguably the greatest D lineman in the NFL's history, but this year, I just think TJ Watt outplayed him. A lot of you guys might agree with me. Some might not. But I know there's a lot of people that thought that TJ Watt got robbed, and I'm one of them. So, congrats to Aaron Donald on taking it home. But again, I think TJ Watt deserved it. And for Xavier Howard, 10 picks. That's incredible. But in my opinion, TJ Watt was the more impactful player, I should say. But hats off to Xavier Howard there. It really did come down to TJ Watt, Aaron Donald to me. Xavier Howard was really that third place, but in my opinion, I think TJ Watt deserved that. So we're moving on here to the Offensive Player of the Year award. My guy, Derrick Henry, with 2,000 rushing yards. I mean, it's either he's going to win the MVP or he's going to win the Offensive Player of the Year. So when they were announcing, I don't know if you guys were watching, but when they were announcing the Offensive Player of the Year award, it came down to three guys, Kelce, Henry, and Rodgers. And I was literally hoping Rodgers would win that, because that would obviously meant Derrick Henry would have been the MVP. But that was not the case. Obviously, it is what Aaron Rodgers did this year, incredible. And I think if Aaron Rodgers had a year that he had a couple years ago, a year ago, I think Derrick Henry takes home the MVP. But the way that Aaron Rodgers played this year, it's tough to not give the MVP trophy to him. But coming back to Derrick Henry here, Offensive Player of the Year, 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns. I think he had finished the year with 2,027 yards, I believe that's it. And like I said before, I think he's the 8th player in the league's history to go ahead and capture that 2,000 yard mark. Obviously a lot of Titans fans, including myself, wanted him to win the MVP, but it's going to be tough when you got Aaron Rodgers throwing 48 touchdowns and throwing only 5 picks. So and I did think it would come down to the game where we played Green Bay, Week 16. And I thought if Derrick Henry had a great game and if Rodgers had a bad one, I think that might have changed the script of everything. But obviously that did not go as planned. Derrick Henry ended up, getting the 2,000 yard mark, but he had I know he had under 100 yards that game, did not play good at all. Obviously, we were in the snow. We fell behind early, so we had to start throwing the ball a little bit more. It's definitely not what you want to do in the snow, especially when you're a run-first team. But Rodgers, that game, played incredible. It seems to just get better throughout the year. That's what he did this year until he got to the NFC Championship, where he was unable to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers there. But Derrick Henry, much deserved Offensive Player of the Year award there. 2,000 yards. It's either going to be the MVP or the Offensive Player of the Year. I think AP went ahead and won the MVP. He was the last guy to rush for 2,000 yards. So obviously there was a chance, but very, very slim chance with how Rodgers played this year. So moving on here, you got some Hall of Famers that were announced too, or inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight. Calvin Johnson, some notable names in here. Peyton Manning, Woodson, some notable guys there. But obviously that's a special feat for anyone to get into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to all these guys here. Some of which I don't even know who. Faneca, I believe that's how you say his name. Not familiar with him. I know who John Lynch is. Know who Calvin is. Obviously know who Tom Flores is. Peyton Manning, Bill Nunn. Not sure who that is, but yeah, Drew Pearson, familiar with him, and then Woodson. So some of those guys not really familiar with, but most of them I am. Then you got the Sportsmanship Award, Bridgewater. I'm interested to see what EA is going to do. This is Madden related here, but interested to see what Madden's going to do with these awards here, because normally every year they go ahead and do the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Years, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, and then they're going to go ahead and do the Rookies of the Year, and then they're going to go ahead and do the MVP, and then the Comeback Player of the Year, who ended up being Alex Smith. I believe he's in here somewhere. Yeah, there he is right there. But I'm interested to see if they're going to do any of these guys too, like Teddy Bridgewater. Who else is in here? they're not going to do the play of the year with Kyler Murray. That would be pretty cool to see, like, Kyler Murray get, a card, and Hopkins get a card. That would be pretty interesting. TJ Watt obviously already has a high overall card in the game. That's another thing I want to talk about. EA, I feel like they already knew this, because a lot of people thinking going into, the end of the year, a lot of people thought TJ Watt was the guy. He was going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. And then EA drops a 97 overall card that, people are like, why would you do that when he's about to win the Defensive Player of the Year award? And then, a little bit of time passes by and it ends up being Aaron Donald and shocks a lot of people. So it's almost like EA knew that Aaron Donald was going to win it. That's why they gave TJ Watt this card. It's just really interesting. Really, really interesting there. But Alex Smith here too. He's probably going to get a card. Last year they didn't do a Tannehill card, but they did do the Fantasy Player of the Year. But I do expect to see an Alex Smith in the promo. But more notable stuff here. Celebration of the year. This is kind of funny. The Steelers, they were having a great year, and then all the memes about their celebrations and stuff. Obviously, Juju dancing on people's logos and stuff, and they end up getting the celebration of the year. That's just kind of funny to me. But yeah, moving on here. Stefanski, what a great job he did with the Cleveland Browns there, turning them around. Last year they had Freddie Kitchens. He did terrible, and then you got Stefanski coming in there, taking them to the playoffs, even winning a game and almost beating the Chiefs. I was a big Browns fan that day. I was hoping they beat the Chiefs, but that was not the case. Moving on here, you had Josh Allen for the Fantasy Player of the Year. This will be interesting too. I wonder if they're going to do that. They did it last year with McCaffrey. I'm not sure if they're going to do it with Josh Allen. He could get it, but who knows. And then this is pretty cool here. Fan of the Year was Tennessee Titans fan Brandon Galloway. So this is pretty cool too. I think I got robbed because I think I should have been. I'm just playing, guys. I'm not sure how you get entered in for all this stuff, but obviously, hats off to Brandon Galloway. All he had to do to get, to be a finalist to, go ahead and get this award. But pretty cool to see a Titans fan go ahead and win that. Our fan base is not one of the largest fan bases, so it's cool to see one of Tennessee Titans strong out there representing us out there, getting the fan of the year. So that was definitely pretty cool to see. Then you got the MVP here in Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in my lifetime, with 48 touchdowns, 5 picks, over 4,299 yards. I think that was the final number there, but incredible year from Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, I mean, much deserved. Again, like I said, it comes down to Derrick Henry and Aaron Rodgers, and I think if Aaron has just a little bit more of an average year, I think Derrick takes the cake. But like I said, Aaron Rodgers, again, what an amazing year he had, and big fan of his too, man. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, especially when you sit and watch him on the Pat McAfee show every Tuesday and just see how chill he is. It's just awesome to see that he goes from one extreme to the other. You go from the bright lights to just chilling, talking with Pat McAfee and the boys. So that's just awesome to see, and just the way he, is as a person. A lot of people were hating on him a few years ago, and then coming into this year, he's not going to be able to play. He's not going to be Aaron Rodgers like he was back in the early 2010s. But he proved everybody wrong this year. So hats off to him winning the MVP. Last award we have is the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Yeah, the Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson. This was a shock to me. I thought it was going to be Travis Kelce. This is the biggest shock of the night. I thought it was going to be Travis Kelce by a long shot. I think he's had a 90% chance to win it. But there's not really a chance to win when it comes to the Player of the Year, or not Player of the Year, excuse me, but Man of the Year. Kind of shocked to see that too, because I thought it was going to be Travis Kelce, 100%. But it was not the case there but Russell Wilson, what he did, when they went over the graphics and all the stuff he's done, that was pretty cool to see. So again, really anyone could have won that. So, but still, hats off to Russell Wilson and winning that award. But yeah, guys, that's really gonna do it. I mean, you had a couple other awards here. The Brian Daboll, the Assistant Coach of the Year. Then you got the Play of the Year with Hail Murray. The Sportsmanship Award, some of the Hall of Fame class of 2021 there, and then you got the others right there. So That being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. And until next time, I'll see y'all.